I've committed to the bike, hence the suspension upgrades. We blocked off the AIS system. Someone suggested that might help with the throttle response. So the biggest issue with this bike is the throttle response on these is renowned. Now initially, as I got a little bit better at riding, I thought to myself, maybe it is my control of the bike. So I took some schools, really focused on the throttle control, because as you go from 0% throttle and you just roll on very slightly, it jerks. There's a dead zone. So I've done everything the forums have said: chain, sprockets, cush drive, rear arm bearings, wheel bearings, done throttle adjustment, balanced the throttle bodies, changed the idle speed. We played around with that. We played around with the TPS sensor, rotating it forwards and backwards to get in a different zone. What else have I done? AAS system, and then most recently, or actually about a year ago, just before winter, I took it up to DynoJet's headquarters in the UK, and we put it on the dyno. A link to the video will be somewhere, or just look at my channel, and put it on the dyno to see if they could map it out. Now, with the modifications I've done previously, airbox mod, filter and exhaust, yeah, it was out of range, like wasn't very good. It was running way too rich. So he has cleaned it up, and it drives lovely. It rides lovely. However, I still think that this little dead zone is there. RPM, and then we roll on, and then roll. See, there it is. It's still there. Rolling off, roll onto the throttle, and there's a lot of movement. Hopefully I can show it in the other camera angle. There it is again, see? So you can see how gently I'm rolling on the throttle, and then when it comes in. And that, it's just annoying. It's early Yamaha, you know, injection. You don't get it with carburetors. And in later bikes, other people complain about it, and there's ways around it. So that's annoying. And basically, there is one more solution for it that I found on a forum. So the final modification that I'm going to try on the Fazer to get rid of that throttle snatch, as you come onto the throttle gently, and as you roll on, you're waiting, and then woof, you're off, is this. Zadie5 or something, an Italian guy on the Fazer forum for 600s and thousands, has suggested this modification. Essentially, it's a little bit of a bodge. We're trying to trick the ECU into seeing a signal from the map sensor that's always slightly above what idle will be. So we'll basically always see or draw above idle, not that vacuum. So yeah, it is what it is. But it's basically putting a bunch of diodes and making up a little, what's it called, piggyback kind of connection. So you could try and weld, or he says weld, solder in the connections in here, but we're going to make a little kind of loom adapter. So the plugs here, I'll put the link to my thread, the FZ1 thread. They've got some great diagrams on it, but here's the plugs. I had to wait a few days, but they were very cheap. And I say a few days, I think I had to wait about 10 days, 2 weeks to get these connectors. But these plug straight in. I can't do it one-handed, but they will plug straight in. So I'll just create a little mini loom with the diodes and show you that step. So here's the male connector, which plugs into the harness on the bike. The other connector, which then plugs onto the sensor. Closest colours I could get: blue, black and pink. Well, that's red. And then a yellow wire connecting the two. That's coming from the blue going to the red. And then it'll have those 4 diodes, which negative this side, positive this side, running in line. So the next job to do is solder that in line on the yellow wire like that, and then heat shrink it all up, plug it into this, patch done. And here's our nice little patch wire. We've got it trying to turn a little 90, and when I go and plug that in, you'll see why. And that's why. So the original plug comes up here, and there's kind of no way of putting all this patch in there. I don't think so, that neatly anyway, getting in the way of other things. So little 90 down, pull that plug down there, and she sits in there quite nicely. Easy enough to disconnect and revert as well, so you're not soldering the original factory wires. We can just unplug that, plug that back in, and it should be as normal.
So, let's see now what it rides like. Hopefully, better. I'm out of options after this, so let's hope this does it. Cheapest option so far, I think, other than adjusting stuff. Well, after hours of research, years of trying stuff, trying different suggestions from different forums, from different people who thought they knew a solution, to find it wasn't a solution, we do appear to have found a solution for the dead zone snatchy throttle that early Yamaha Fazers were known for, and other bikes. Is it perfect? No. Is it better? So much better. I'm really excited to ride it for the next year. But please do your basic checks before you jump to this solution. Check your throttle positions, check your balance, check your cable, check your chain, etc. If all of those things are okay, definitely try this modification. It is brilliant. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. See ya.